guys, Tez here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking through how the Cozy Lizzie has led me to move back in with my parents. So before we get started, don't forget to grab your cup of tea to have with Tez and let's jump right in. I recently quit my job, and without a job I cannot really afford to pay for my mortgage or my bills, so I will be moving back home. Now I'm not sure I would have afforded to live by myself for much longer with this Cozy Lizzie anyway, so maybe this is what was meant to be for me at this moment in time. Who knows, but I am moving back home. The best thing about this is that the heating is always on back home. I don't know how, but it feels like the tropicals and I am loving it because heating has been diabolical lately, and some days I have not turned on the heating, which is unlike me because I do not like to be cold, but lately I couldn't afford to be warm, so it feels so good to be back home where the heating is always on. I feel like it's kind of a step back because you move out for uni and then you go back home while you work to save a bit of money so that you can buy your house and then move out, and I did that and now I'm moving back. So I feel like I'm going backwards in time, but I'm also trying to see it as a new start and not overthink and just trust the process really. I've also decided that England is not the place I want to be at this moment in time, so I will be moving countries, which is like a bit weird because I think for someone who had a stable income and a stable life, I guess, and the house and everything, just moving countries is not the easiest thing to do, but it's what I have decided to do now. I think it's the best decision for me, and I think that it will give me a new perspective and it will clear my mind and help me reset myself for what I want to do in the next 5 to 10 years. I can't reveal where I'm moving to just yet, but I will soon, and I'm sure I'll be able to do vlogs whenever I'm there and you guys will be able to follow along on my journey if that's something that you want, and if not then you don't have to, you know. Free country. The hardest thing about moving out of my house has been my stuff. So I'm a hoarder, and in the last 2 years, well 2.5 years, I have managed to collect a lot, when I say a lot of items that are completely unnecessary but that I am attached to, unfortunately. So it's been very difficult between deciding what to keep and what to send elsewhere. The good thing is that it's forced me to declutter because it was literally impossible for me to bring everything out of my house back in at home or to take it wherever else, including storage or charity. The one thing I've been unable to be successful with is decluttering my books. I am unrealistically attached to all of them, and I've had some of them for more than 10 years and I feel like I'm probably never going to read them, and it hurts me that I spend £1 for 3 books at a time, and even though that would accumulate to maybe £10, it's still money that I spent when I did not have that much money. So I would very much like to read my books if possible. So I have struggled with that a lot. Maybe I need therapy, probably need therapy. Definitely need therapy, but yeah, that's where we are at this moment. Luckily, to the country I'm moving to, well, I think to any country really, depending on how precious you are about your possessions, you can ship them to wherever you're going, which is what I did. So I got some barrels, like oil drum barrels or paint, whatever you want to call them, and I put some stuff in there and I shipped it. These were their own jobs worth. Like, when I tell you the struggle I went through, first of all, like I got 5 initially and I got an extra one, and the 6th one, the guy wasn't very nice. He gave me a defected one and he wouldn't bring me a new one in time, and the day he gave me it, the drum was getting collected later on that day, and I cried and I had so many mentee bees, but I managed to get it sorted. I was going to say I'm going to make a very dangerous prayer. And I will make a dangerous prayer. But I'm not, because he doesn't deserve it. Luckily, I managed to get it sorted, so that was also very stressful. I'd also like to mention that I've been crying a lot because this whole leaving and quitting your job, moving out of the house, moving to a different country has been a lot of stress for me, and sometimes crying is the only way to release that emotion. So I've been crying a lot, but I'm okay now and we move. Which is all that mattered. But basically I couldn't close the drums properly, so I had to sit on them so that my weight would push the stuff down so that I could seal them shut, and I did this for all 6 of the drums because there was no other way to close them. Another annoying thing was that once I'd closed them, I didn't know that I had to lock them. And I just thought you close them and that's it. But apparently there's people out there who can't be trusted. So you have to lock everything. And the drums were getting collected on a Monday morning and I didn't have padlocks. So I think they were getting collected at 8 o'clock. And at 7, I was at B&Q buying padlocks. Of course, none of the padlocks that were in B&Q were the appropriate size for me. Because why would stuff work for me? Why would it when it can just not? So then I had to like make the holes bigger with like some apparatus, and I did that for all of the drums. And then after I'd done that, I was able to shove the padlock through, and sometimes I had to hammer it through so that I could close them and seal them shut. Luckily I was able to do that just in time, and for the first 5 I literally did it with like 5 minutes to spare, which was very, very, very stressful. I also shipped my piano to where I was going, which I know might seem like a ridiculous thing to do, but I wanted to keep it. And sometimes if you want something, you just have to do what makes you happy. So I did that. The 6th drum came about because initially I had 5 and I put stuff in there, sealed them and sent them with the piano. And then when I was going through stuff, I realized that there were still so many things in the house that I wanted to keep, so I decided to get an extra drum. I would also like to mention that I spent £2,000 to ship all this stuff. So now I'm very, very broke, not to mention the amount of money I had to spend to sort out the house to make sure that it was renter friendly. Again, very, very broke, but that money is gone, so I'm trying not to think about it anymore, because thinking about it won't bring it back. So with the rest of my stuff, some of it I sold, some of it took back home, some of it charity, some of it shipped, some of it just threw in the bin. I also gave a lot of my plants away to my friends, and these aren't loans, they can just keep them. Like when and if I do come back, I'm just going to start again. I don't have a plan for the future at the moment. My plan is just to move to where I'm going and then see what happens. So it might be that I'm back in 2 weeks or in 10 years. We do not know. I do not know. We'll find out. So it's going to be quite exciting. I'm trying to be positive about the whole thing, because this is the choice that I've made for me for now, and even if I reversed it, I don't really want to do anything in this country at the minute. So this is where we are. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know in the comments if you have any questions or video suggestions. Don't forget to tap that like button so the video reaches more people. Subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps me out. And until next time, bye for now. Have you had a nosebleed? Oh, come here. Oh, maybe you had one in your sleep.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to sit? Come sit here.
Okay.